everyone, welcome to Moving and Thriving with Dee. I'm Diksha. In the previous episode, I introduced myself and also spoke about the expectations versus the reality of moving abroad. So, in this episode, let's move into the cultural differences. Now, this time, when I say cultural differences, it is a lot of things. It can be workplace culture, it can be your everyday life, it can be the transport, the food, the social interactions, etc. The list is countless. There are a lot of difference when we move to another country from our hometown. We know about it. It's not that we are not aware about it. We have certain things in our head. We have done our own research and we are aware of certain things. But there are certain more things, especially about New Zealand. If you ask me, I'm going to explain to you some, or I'm going to give you some idea about what are the different cultural shocks which I faced when I moved. So let's start with communication. I'm a person who know English. For me, my first language at home was English because my mom and dad are from different states in India. So the common language between them was English, and they chose that as their first language. So growing up, I was pretty confident. I knew, and moving to another country would not be um, a much of a hassle for me. The only difference would be obviously the accent, the slangs. The accent can be a tad bit of a hindrance, I could say. So example, there are people who will communicate normally, who will speak normally, but there are certain people who will talk slowly to you. They will make sure that you understand, and I mean, I like that about the people. They are trying to make us comfortable and not rush into something. But sometimes it's like I can understand what they're saying and I just want them to be normal, like they are doing it for our benefit. We understand that they are trying to be slow so that we understand it, but sometimes it becomes a little uncomfortable that मुझे समझ आ रहा है, I'm trying to understand what you're saying, so you can speak in your normal tone. I would try and learn about it, and if I don't understand, I can always ask them that I'm sorry, can you repeat or pardon me, anything like that. It is not very different, very difficult to understand. It's For me, it was a piece of cake. It was very easy. I could understand. I could get along very quickly. It was just a matter of maybe a day or two, and I was able to pick up very easily. Very different. I mean, it takes time to figure out. Obviously, you can do your research. You can get, if you Google slangs for New Zealand, you will have a list of them, and mostly they use all of them. But it's very funny to see how they use it in their daily languages or in their normal communication. When I thought about it, I also thought that when we speak Hindi at home, we do the same. Like there are so many slangs which we use, maybe a normal person or maybe even a person from different state, it would be difficult for them to understand because every state has their own way of speaking. So same is the way with New Zealand English. I mean, they have so many slangs, and now when I know those slangs, I really like it. I even use some of them if it comes out normally. So one of which was yeah, ne. It's basically a non committal way of saying yes and a no. They use these words as a filler sometimes to express their agreement, disagreement. So, for example, if you say, do you want to go for a hike this weekend? And the answer may be yeah, nah. That means the person is really not interested, but that's a good way of putting it out. And one is sweet as. Initially, I got a bit confused, like what are they trying to say, like sweet as, what do you mean by that? And then I realized sweet as is cool, okay, great, cheers, etc. So that's a good one. So one of my favorite word or slang, which you could say, is dodgy. I mean, I really like that word. We know what is dodgy. I mean, that's common English, but then these people use it as it's one of the slangs. So it's like, I feel this place is dodgy. I feel this person is dodgy. Or this. I liked it as a slang. I would definitely use it. You have heaps. You have chur, which means thanks, awesome, cheers, etc. So yeah, like this, in New Zealand have a lot of slang. So if you are planning to move to New Zealand, I would say just go through their basic slang words, and it is going to be easy peasy. Let's move on to social interactions. Social interactions, social etiquettes, greetings. This is very common in New Zealand. I mean, everyone would greet you. They would be like a smile, a hello, a good morning, just a nod. I mean, I like that nod thing. how in Mumbai people are very busy. We don't have time to talk to anyone. We're just rushing from one place to another, then to the next thing, and no one has time to stand and greet anyone, or even just say a hi or how are you or good morning. That might be because of the population as well. But another thing is over here, which I felt was like a different culture altogether, and I'm in love with that culture, is people just greet you. I mean, they will not stop and greet you. They'll just keep walking and they will just smile, say hello, hi, good morning. And if, for example, you have seen them twice or thrice, they will be like, hi, how are you today? Just a normal thing. First time when I experienced this was I was on a walk, just walking around the neighborhood, lonely, thinking about something, and a kind lady, she just was like, "Hi, good morning," and I was like, "Hi, good morning." I felt for myself that did someone just greet me, or they don't even know me and they greeted me. That was such a good thing, and no one would do that back for me. Like, no, why would anyone stand and greet you or just greet you in a way? But that happened over here, and that really made me feel good. An act of kindness. Of course, there is a lot of act of kindness which goes around back in the home country as well. I'm not saying that there are a lot of kind people over there. Indians are kind people, but over here, moving to another country and receiving a lot of kindness is something really very different. You feel really good. You feel the warmth which you get from the people around. Being in the social etiquettes line, I would talk about time. So important. People are punctual. Kiwis are punctual. It's not that we are not, we are punctual as well, but there are certain factors back at home when we tend to be late for certain things, maybe a social gathering or a birthday party, or anything else. Like if you're visiting any relative's place, we tend to be a little bit late, but obviously there are different factors involved, traffic, etc. But over here, time is time. So for I've experienced this. There was a birthday party I was invited to, a very close friend's daughter's birthday party, and I was helping them arrange certain stuff. So I was there before time, and she told me that the birthday starts at, say, for example, 10, and she said that the birthday will start by 10, and we were like, yeah, okay, we'll be there beforehand to help you out and stuff. But I saw people dropping their kids at 9:55 by 10. I mean, I'm pretty sure we will never be on time for a birthday party. If someone calls us at 6, I'm not going to be there at 6. I'll be there at 6:15, 6:30, something like that. But I'm not going to be there at 6. But I was so shocked to see the punctuality of the country, and I really liked it. So, being punctual is the key. The transport is always on time, like I mentioned previously. It's a minute or two earlier. I mean, I've missed out on bus once or twice just because I was late by a minute or two. I mean, 2 minutes late, it's very common for me, at least as a person. For me, like, yeah, I was just late by 2 minutes. How does it matter? But 2 minutes is 2 minutes. Like, you will see the bus going right in front of your eyes, or when you reach at the stop, you will see that the bus is already left, was either on time or maybe early by a minute. So, being punctual is a key, whether you're doing a public transport, whether you're in a social gathering, anything. Let me know if you guys have also been in certain situations and missed your bus or train abroad just because you were late by a minute or two. I mean, that sometimes pisses you off. I mean, I was so upset. Like, I was only late for a minute, but a minute is a minute. So let's move on to the next point. When I moved to New Zealand, I was flatting, meaning I was sharing my house with someone else. So I had my other roommates, flatmates, not roommates, flatmates. Everyone has their own space, everyone will have their own room, but there would be certain common areas, which would be the dining room, the drawing room, as well as the kitchen. Those would be the common areas. In some cases, even the washroom, but in my case, it was not. So that would be the common area, and you have to share that space with someone else. That was a little bit different for me. I mean, in my mind, I knew I was going to do that when I'm going to move to New Zealand initially, but how comfortable I was, because it was a new thing for me. So how comfortable I was, that was something which I wanted to experience it from the first hand. Don't get me wrong, it was not a bad experience at all, but I was a bit uncomfortable because that was not the setting I was brought up in. That was a completely new cultural shock to me. I mean, if you're moving to a country where the population is anyways very low, and if when you move out, you would not find any people. Sometimes the road would be like absolutely empty. It's like lockdown phase. So if you have certain flatmates, if you can spend time with them, that's actually a boom. Like after a certain point, they were more like, family to me. We were like an extended family. I used to like spending time with them, sitting watching movies, sometimes having like a Friday night parties, and it was good. I have also heard some tremendous stories, whereas where people are very good with their flatmates, and sometimes they end up moving to another place, but the flatmates remains the same. That's what I've seen. And I would also say the same thing. Like I had, would I want to do it again? The answer is no. But it was a good experience to have. I am very good friends with my flatmates till date. Like we still go out. Let's move on to the next part, which is shopping. Thrifting is very common in New Zealand. There are ample thrift stores. Like I have heard this term thrifting back at home, but we do not have a lot of thrift shops in India. I mean, especially when it comes to clothing, utensils, furniture. I mean, I have never seen any thrift store in India for all these things. When I was moving out, I have heard about certain places which had, but that those were like high end thrift stores. But this is not something like a high end. When I saw it for the first time, I was thinking, why would anyone donate used clothes, and why would anyone buy it? So growing up, I used to share my clothes and toys, etc., with my cousins, with my siblings. But I have never worn someone a complete stranger's clothes, or I've not taken things from a complete stranger. It would be someone known. When I was introduced to thrift over here, and I saw that people are buying clothes which they don't know where is it coming from. It was a humongous shock to me. Like I had like a lot of questions about it when I started working with Salvation Army, when I started volunteering basically for Salvation Army. So it was like a very brief time when I was volunteering for them because I had nothing to do. I was waiting for my visa and etc. things to come. So I thought, why not help? Why not support the community? So I started volunteering for Salvation Army, and that's when I was so happy to see the thrift things working. One, they make sure that all the things and everything is sanitized and it is cleaned. Two, thrift store is just not about buying used products. It's also about how you give back to the community. We have so many things just lying around in our house which we are not even using it. It's of no use. It's just over there. If you donate it, it would have a new home. Someone who actually needs it would use it. So that's such a good way of giving back to the community. And the Salvation Army, they do not sell it for a very high amount or something. The amount is so reasonable, and the products sometimes turns out to be so good. I have thrifted and I've got so many things in my house now. What I'm saying is, we would definitely have new experience, which would be like a cultural shock, cultural difference to us, but definitely going to navigate our way out of it and adapt to new things. The only thing which I kept in mind and I would encourage is keeping your mind open, ready to accept whatever is there in front of you. Because if we have our own mindset, if we have our own thinking, and if we are not ready to adapt to something new, it can be a bit of a hindrance, or it can be a bit of a challenge for us. But when I feel that this is like a something, this is like a very completely different thing for me, I put myself in the opposite person's shoes and try to think, why did this person thought of doing this? They would obviously have a logical reason for it, and that's when you find your answers. I learn new things every day. At this point, there would be cultural differences, there would be cultural shock. It's upon us how we balance it by not letting go the tradition we come from and also accept the new ones and embrace it at the same time. Adding new cultural, new traditions is like self upgrading, and upgrading is good. From communication quirks to social etiquette, every experience enriches our journey. I would love to hear some of your stories. If you have encountered any social shocks, social challenges, or learned something new in a foreign country, please let us in as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you all next time. Till then, stay safe. Thank you.